Welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon, where last time we ended Van Route 4, What Lurks Below, and today we start Kevin Route 2, Exposed Sin. July 10th, 6:40 p.m. Storm?
Finally, some rain.
Let's get inside.
Yeah! Rain! Oh, my merchandise.
Don't see this every day.
What's the problem? Rain? Is it so rare here, or... Well, it's a desert, sure, but... What time was it? I didn't pay attention.
The evidence found beneath the Basel Observatory is irrefutable. The hour of arbitration approaches. Seeing as both Father Leon and Mother Celise have decided to act of their own accord, however, I doubt I've any need for concern. But if you find yourself in a similar mindset, leaving you unwilling to perform your duty...
No, I'll do what needs to be done. No real reason to worry about them either. They're dominions. They can't turn their backs on their stigmas.
While I'd like to believe this issue limited to just the two of them, I'm not entirely convinced. In any event, I have said all that needs saying. I shall await your final judgment. Keep your guard up, Father Kevin. You're likely to meet with interference in the coming days.
Yeah, understood.
That was the Grump from Iscariot, right? The vice captain?
They're heretic hunters. I take it that means there's been some movement over in Basel then.
I think I heard him mention something about a fight there too, against Celise, Leon, and a few outside forces?
The Thor's alumni, perhaps. I believe they're in Basel at the moment as well. But as for why such a clash took place, well, I assume the answer lies in whatever secrets they found beneath the observatory.
Guess there's a benefit to keeping a bunch of busybodies around. Saves me the trouble of having to explain everything. Jokes aside, though, you're right on the mark. Iscariot's investigating the matter as we speak, meaning I still can't say anything definitive. But just know that her crimes didn't stop at Tharbad. She's been deceiving the whole of Zemuria.
Deceiving, huh? Not really a word I wanted to hear.
I think you can stop dancing around her name already, though. We all know who you're talking about. One of Professor Epstein's 3 disciples, and Katra's grandmother, no less. She even personally helped us out during the Crimson Grendel incident. Professor Latoya Hamilton. She's the heretic you're charged with hunting down, isn't she?
Yeah.
I had assumed that was the case, but it is nonetheless shocking to hear you admit it.
Is it? Can't say I knew her very well personally.
Quite shocking, yes. You see, the 3 disciples are some of the most influential figures in Zemurian history.
Railroads, airships, orbital vehicles, communication devices, weapons, even the manufacturing industry and the orbital network. All foundations of modern society, and only made possible through the work of the 3 disciples. And while it's true that Professor Epstein established the blueprints for these creations, his pupils were the ones to turn concepts into reality. Of the 3, Professor Russell's work has focused largely on orbital technology, and Professor Schmidt found his niche in the military. And then there's Professor Hamilton, Her research is centered primarily on environmental issues, and she's used it to help people the world over. Whether it's improving Northumbria's soils, aiding against both the desertification of the East and the deforestation of the Central East, well, she's done all that and more, which is why so many view her as something of a heavenly mother. Honestly, I thought it was only a matter of time until the church had her canonized as a saint. About that, wasn't quite sainthood, but the church likes to award septium crests to those who've worked to maintain peace and prosperity in Zemuria. We've tried giving her one a few times now, but she's always turned us down. Can probably guess why too. Yeah, must have known her actions weren't exactly award-worthy. I think I'm starting to understand why this is so surprising to everyone. But the church has already decided she needs to be executed, right? More or less, yeah. Her fate's not exactly set in stone, but things definitely seem to be headed in that direction. So what do you kids want to do? Well, I doubt I even need to ask. You're right, you don't. All the heretic stuff aside, you want to figure out what she's up to anyway. Yeah, especially knowing that the church is involved. It's like always the first sign of trouble for Zemuria. And we can't turn a blind eye to trouble. But that doesn't mean we're committed to your mission till the end. Don't mind lending a hand for a bit though. Oh, and no worries, I totally won't step you in the back or anything. Okay, note to self, watch your back around Nadia. But seriously, thanks for the help. I'll be counting on you tomorrow. For what? Are we going investigating again? I thought we found everything we needed already. Oh, but I guess there's still that thing where we're talking about the end of a memory.
After all, the way things are now is all due to the unforgivable deception I performed. I replaced what should have been with an observational outcome of my own.
Anyway, you still where I think you are, Professor? I'll head over now.
Thank you. And by the way, I'd like to return to Basel within the day, if I can. I'll open the path once I know you're near.
I imagine they must have been referring to the location where she initially performed this reality shift. Perhaps somewhere more conducive to the feat itself.
Yeah, well, wherever that location is, the church hasn't had any luck finding it either. So tomorrow we'll be splitting up to look for clues on our own. Business records, eyewitness testimonies, anything to get us where we need.
I was gonna suggest we get a head start tonight, but that storm outside's looking pretty bad. Doubt it'll be letting up anytime soon.
Actually, according to the recent forecast, the rain should be subsiding in the next few hours. Around 10 p.m., I believe?
Hopefully that means it'll be a little cooler tomorrow.
So, the rain's gonna be clearing up soon, huh?
I see someone's planning a little late-night excursion. Well, as I said before, I'd gladly join you.
Wow. Are you serious right now?
Oh, are you finally going to that strip club thing you mentioned?
Maybe you should cover your ears, Lapis.
Look, it's not like I'm going for no reason, all right? Remember Sarah? Apparently, she's gonna be performing as a special guest tonight. Figured it'd be rude if I didn't show up. You know, to support her.
That sounds convincing.
Okay, now tell us why you're really going.
Because I haven't seen strippers in ages, man! Oh, I'm gonna get front row seats so I can tip real big!
Thanks, that's all I needed.
Because I haven't seen strippers in ages, you set me up? Who are you even planning on sending that to? So I can tip real big!
You're the worst, Kevin. Just wait till Ein hears about this.
How the hell do you know so much?
And just for the record, Sarah will actually not be stripping tonight. Instead, she'll be performing in a one-woman burlesque show.
A difference I'm sure her agency likes to stress. Well, just try to come back before midnight, okay?
And make sure you bring back some tasty treats.
Nadia is diabolical at times. And others extremely silly, but sometimes she's just diabolical. Meeting Jack. They're the actual strippers. Reading glasses? Okay. The next day, Kevin and the others rose bright and early to start their investigation anew. By focusing their efforts on finding info about the construction that took place 20 years ago, they'd hope to find a more concrete lead. Just as it was seen, however, their search proved little help. "11:10 in the morning? Or it's almost noon?"
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a loyal to loyalies kind of gal, but man, her moms are giving them a run for their money.
I feel so soft and loose. Wonder why? Maybe because my pores are open? Or at least I think that's what they're called.
Rosenberg Tech is really something else, huh? But you're right. Feels like the steam's cleaning out each and every one of my pores. Bet my skin'll be so dang smooth after this. S is gonna fall for me all over again.
Sounds like things are going great with you two. Oh, and he seems like such a catch. I'm so jealous. Wish I could just pick up a boyfriend from the store or something.
Yeah, well, I guess he is pretty great, huh? But come on, you work with movie stars, Hina. You must meet heartthrobs all the time.
I mean, yeah, but our agency gets pretty fussy about dating and all that. Plus, some actors are like totally different people behind the scenes. Yeah, no fateful encounters for me. But my sister, on the other hand...
How many times do I have to tell you? Van and I aren't like...
I knew it. Had a hunch ever since Van introduced you to us.
Huh. What's going on with Sarah and Van?
Nothing. Don't worry about it, Lapis. He has more than enough people vying for his attention anyway.
Oh, come on! He seems like the sort of guy who likes making things harder for himself.
Isn't that the truth? He's like the perfect fusion of all the ways guys get on my nerves. And don't even get me started on those hobbies of his. Anyway, I'll admit I might be rooting for a few others in this race, but that doesn't mean I can't lend an ear to a girl in love now, does it?
Nadia, please.
You know, as jealous as I am of Arkwright, I'm starting to feel kinda bad for the guy. Yeah, well, they're not wrong about how he likes making trouble for himself. He showed us way more than he should. And now he's dealing with trouble in the capital once more. As if the events of the past few months weren't enough. Although admittedly our situation is rather complex as well. Ha, no kidding. Didn't think we'd have so much trouble finding a lead. It's kinda strange that nobody seems to remember, honestly. I mean, I know it was 20 years ago, but... The best we got so far is someone saying they saw the professor come to town with a bunch of engineers around the time of a drought. And after a month of observation, the water levels began to rise, before finally turning into the oasis we see today. Seeing as it was a budget estimate for construction, it must have been an actual work site somewhere. But that was the only thing they documented about the construction, wasn't it? Correct, due in part to the fact that costs were more than modest than anticipated. Neither the city nor otherwise involved parties thought it necessary to concern themselves with the details. Everything seemed well in hand after all. I guess that's not surprising. I mean, it would be one thing if they went over budget, but under? Our folks are pretty much dancing in the streets because of it. The leftover mirror was apparently used to kickstart the entertainment district, which in turn led to the founding of a film festival. But as for how the irrigation work managed to keep so far under budget in the first place, nobody knows. Outside of Professor Hamilton and the handful of engineers who assisted her with this. Well, it looks like we got our objective for the afternoon, especially now that we know for certain she visited last year. Yeah, if we switch out our bait, we're bound to catch something. And just in case our luck takes another deep dive, I put out a request for a few tidbits of extra intel too. Oh yeah, you met up with Jack at the club last night, right?
My word! I never thought I'd run into you here, Miss Rain.
Your Highness? And Najee too? Wow, I didn't know you guys went far, but...
We only just arrived via airship, actually.
It's been quite some time, Miss Rain. And it's a pleasure to see you two as well, Miss Sarah, Miss Shahina.
We're here for a meeting about the new film I mentioned yesterday. Oh, that reminds me, actually. Don't you two also have a meeting soon? About your Central East Homecoming show?
We do, yes. I'm still finding it a bit hard to believe, honestly. It's where we emigrated from, so I guess you could call it at the homecoming too, yeah? Nadia, who are they? Oh, that's right, you haven't met, have you? Well, to start, one of them is a real dear princess.
Oh, you're simply adorable! I'm Jita Oswald, Princess of Elsheim. And you must be Miss Lapis. I've heard all about you, you know. Although, you're a bit taller than what was described to me.
Yeah, there's been kind of a lot that's happened since then. Sita and Najee, what lovely names. I give Sita 94 points and Najee 91. 2 high scores?
Oh, I'm honored!
You're too kind, Miss Lapis.
The Princess of Elsheim and her guard, huh? Talk about crazy timing. Huh. What's up? Given each of our unique circumstances, I'm afraid we're in no position to be speaking with the royal family of Elsheim at the moment. At least not without proper preparation first. Rather inconvenient, isn't it? You got that right, and considering the princess's brother was involved in what happened in Basel yesterday. Swinton with us, mind calling the girls over? Probably best we get out of here. Just tell them it's time to grab lunch. Lapis's plate just triple the size of everyone else's. All that steam left me positively famished. It did wonders for my taste sensors, though. They feel more precise than ever. Mutton kebabs and hummus. Rustique but with a delicate flavor. And a supplement, a cold mint tea. Perfect for cooling down with. Not often you eat so much, Nadia. Yeah, all that walking we did really worked me up an appetite. Well, eat your fill, kiddo. Anyhow, about this afternoon, we're gonna need to do a few more 4 SPGs. Might help us with our recon. Don't see a problem with that, especially now that we actually have advanced permission. By the way, about how we're doing this, we want to limit our search to learning about what Professor Hamilton did here in October, right? Exactly. Considering how unlikely it is to be stumbling into the construction site anytime soon, we need to switch tactics. And thanks to the conversations we saw in that memory, we already have a good lead. Our goal right now is to pinpoint where she was when she was talking to Dingo last year. That alone should bring us to the true nature of her crimes. We'll get there, one way or another. As a heretic hunter, I swear to you that. Alright, understood. By the way, those gamblers from yesterday were looking into what the princess has been up to, weren't they? Correct. We asked Jack to investigate her for us. A risky endeavor to be sure, but considering the connection between the professor and Elzheim, one worth taking. Alright, because she helped them with a force station project. Okay, everyone ready to get to work then? You bet. Any leftovers you can... You cleaned your plate? Figured you'd be used to this by now. Thanks for paying, by the way. Delish! You better keep your wallet ready for snack time this afternoon, too. Just wait, I'll have tried all of Tharbad's finest cuisine before the day is even done. That should prove a wonderful stimulant for your optimization. Feel free to have whatever you please. On his mirror, of course. You guys are downright ruthless. Kevin can now use his S-Craft Spears of Ur and Lower. Receive Kevin and Rufus's lightweight outfits.
Why don't we take a stroll through the cultural district and see if we can't work up an appetite? Keep yourselves hydrated. After it rains, it gets wicked humid and twice as hot out.
Hey, you got it! Whatever you say, Ma.
What the... I ain't your ma, you little twerp.
Seems like our group's gotten a bit closer already.
Let's do a search.
Alright, what do we have?
You guys here to relax too? Oh, that's squall we
Let's see here.
Righteous Thief Spoils. Have you heard of a Righteous Thief Ahrens, who once made this very district into his prowling grounds? Well, I have a clue regarding the location of a treasure he left behind. Interested in a treasure hunt? And come to the cultural district's back alleys. I'll tell you more about it there. Looks like there's another one. According to recent intel, dangerous monsters, the Hecatist sisters, have been sighted in the underground waterways. We would greatly appreciate you taking care of this beast in the Guildstead. Alright. This was, yeah, the
Shall we
basketball.
search?
Let's go for another. Let's get started.
Nothing new, that's not surprising.
Come out wherever you are.
Good. Alright, for tea. You're for tea, right? We saw your request on the bulletin board earlier. Haha, I knew you'd come. None of you have a spring though, are you? I assume you folks are taking on 4 SPGs on his place? Well, so you knew we went him and you still asked for our help? Don't tell me, do you know us? Not at all. But after taking a little look at what's been going on behind the scenes these past few days, I don't. Finding that a man of a church is at the center of it was a bit of a surprise, though, I admit. And that gentleman over there, well, it's probably best not to touch on that one, is it? Your discretion is much appreciated. So this request was about finding the location of some guy's treasure, right? What exactly do you get out of asking us to do something like that? All I say for now is that I believe you all have the capabilities necessary to obtain this treasure. What's important is whether or not you all intend to follow through on this opportunity. So what will you do? Sure, sounds like fun. I mean, I'm curious and all, but... Yeah, voice PG accepted. Now let's get a hunting. Hey, hold on a sec, will you? I'm kind of curious myself, actually. After all, a chance like this doesn't come by every day. Right? And if all goes well, we might even be able to make back all of Rufus's money. Well, I wouldn't be so sure of that. But I suppose there's no harm in taking gambles every once in a blue moon, right? Alright, fine, we accept the request. We'll look for this Aaron's guy's treasure, or whatever it is. I knew you'd come around. So what kind of person was Aaron's? Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of him before. Definitely not someone we learned about at Aramis. But judging from his name, I'm guessing he wasn't Central Eastern? I heard of a man once or twice myself. If I recall correctly, was half Calvadian, half Alsimi. I believe there's an old anecdote about his exploits in Tharbad. It claims he fought against a family who ruled the city with an iron fist. Indeed, though Arons was half Central Eastern, he was also a soldier of the Kingdom of Calvert. So when he was dispatched to a location just outside Tharbad, he witnessed firsthand the cruelty wrought by the most prominent family in the region. Yeah, I heard a bit about that when I was doing some research on the city. There was this independent lord, apparently, who owned a piece of land stretching from Tharbad all the way to western Elsheim. Got away with a lot of crap because of his connections in both countries. Yes, of course Arons lodged complaints about the lord's behavior to both the army and the kingdom, but he was unfortunately silenced. However, he had grown to care deeply for the people of Tharbad, and had even taken a lover in the city. So, to do right by them, he quit the army and took up arms against the family, knowing doing so would have him marked as a traitor and thief. And eventually the family was overthrown, forcing Calvert and Elsheim off their proverbial behinds to re-examine the governance of the region. I see. Then this treasure is something he stole from the family? It is a strong possibility. You see, though the majority of the riches they acquired through their exploits had been returned to their rightful owners, the wealth of family gained by way of tolls and managing mines was also quite considerable. People believe Arons may have hidden that wealth for his future descendants. Aha! Boy, is this exciting or what? So you're gonna give us a hint of where the treasure is, right? Well, the only hint I have for you is this map. You'll have to use the ciphers written on it to find the location on your own. Ha, you know, I make a comment about how cliché this all is, but this might actually be a good chance to test our skills a bit. Solve a mystery and find the treasure left behind by a legendary thief. It's almost like we're in a movie. Could do without the whole wild goose chase thing though. Huh? But that's what makes it fun. Plus searching for it ourselves will give us what they call a sense of accomplishment. Well, the rest is up to you, my friends. Remember to keep your wits about you though. After all, you aren't the only ones with the hankering for treasure. Oh, so I say we could have competition, huh? No way we're losing now. That's the spirit. Now, if you excuse me, may Arusha grant you guidance. His intentions still have you suspicious, do they? Got that right, I mean, why give his task to us instead of looking for the treasure himself? Plus there was that whole thing about him doing this research if you're putting up his request. That said, it's not like I sense any malice from the guy, but I don't know. Maybe he's just hard to read. Certainly possible, I suppose. But for the moment, I believe we'll have to advance the investigation to learn what his true motives are. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, as they say. Right.
We'll sort this forest.
So what's this map of? Can't really tell, to be honest. But I do see that cipher he was talking about. Judging from the topography and the orientation of the area in relation to Tharbad, Imagine it's likely somewhere in the Sand Sea. Maps from 100 years ago aren't really like the ones we use today, though. The symbols they used were different back then. Topography changed over the years too. Gonna be pretty hard to find the treasures just this to go off of. So we're gonna be taking a shot in the dark here, even with the map. Well, let's see. It says the first clue is hidden at the feet of the twins who support one another. Twins who support one another. What could that possibly mean? Whatever it is, it's unlikely to be man-made, given the nature of the Sand Sea during that era. However, if this cipher was indeed intended for use by future generations, I doubt it's anything prone to change or decay either. So maybe we should be looking for stuff that's more hardy, like rocks or something. Man, this forest be sure ain't gonna be a stroll down easy street, huh? Why don't we just head out of the dunes for now? Onward to treasure galore! Huh.
Southeastern Republic.
This market's got everything. Central Eastern culture. Store?
Seriously?
Can I say extract with splash 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 for the puddles?
Huh? This crowd wasn't here earlier.
Oh? Is that who I think it is?
Ladies and gentlemen! In anticipation of its release next month, the film Perfect Driver Zero is now holding a collaboration with Maximum Energy! And to speak on this collaboration, we have here today the stars themselves, Maxim and Aslan!
Hello, my angels! I've been looking forward to seeing you all today.
It's an honor to be here. I hope you guys are as excited as I am.
Maxim! The amazing Aslan! Now then, to start us off, we'll be handing out samples of Maximum Energy. Also available today are handshakes, convos, photos, and hugs with your favorite racing champions. And remember them, there are no limits. May all our fans enjoy themselves today to the maximum. But no limits? Nobody said there's been no limits. Don't worry, your manager's already given us the okay. That's not a problem here. I'm a little surprised myself, but come on, Maxim. Let's do it for the fans. You're just going along with this? My gosh, Maxim. Summer sleeve, please. Alright, guess that's not so bad. The success of Perfect Driver Zero and Maximum Energy is counting on you, May Angel. I'll make sure to cheer on at your next race, Aslan. Thanks, that really means a lot. I prove once for all that I can and will win the Grand Prix. Make sure to come by the circuit when you have the time, alright? Yes, it's Maxim and Aslan, I swear. They even said we could hug them. No, I'm like the biggest fan. I'm on my way. I'm just... Can you hear me? Man, but things really been acting up lately. Just got the newest model too. Huh? Me next. Settle down, there's still plenty of me to go around. Samples too, of course. Hey, don't you think all this flirting you're doing is a little unfair to Paulette? But we're just trying to get back together with her. What? Here was kids from Vance. Oh, you guys friends? Friends is a strong word. Oh, I know you. You have a dog rod with a hot rod. Hello, Maxim. Sorry, remind me of who you are again? Oh, that's right. Guess I only ever saw you when I was in my fairy form, huh? Well, don't worry about it. It's kind of a long story. You can't just drop that on me and not explain. Can I shake your hand, Maxim? Anyway, sorry for cut this short, but I'm a little busy at the moment. I can give you a quick autograph if you want. I even throw in a free smooch mark as a courtesy to the Friends of Awkward Solutions. I think we're good, actually. You sure could probably make a fortune off it if you wanted to. No, Nadia. Come on, children. Time to leave a man be. champion of the Z1 Grand Prix and its runner-up. Thought I'd heard their names before. Damn, being a celebrity looks like a living hell. Surprised to hear you guys know each other, to be honest. One of Van's acquaintances induced us back in the spring. Had so much fun bullying the guy. He's so easy to rile up. Oh, and there's this whole deal with a mom and daughter duo from Montmartre. Montmartre Bistro right below Arkwright's, right? It must make for an interesting living situation. Man, would love to check out Edith myself someday. Yeah, I want to see the Z1 in person. Should come along too with us. Perhaps, I suppose a trip to the capital would give us a chance to settle our debt with Arkwright.
Hey, Kevin. Doing your rounds for today's investigation, huh?
Jack and Hal, did you...
Yep. Got everything you asked for. Meet us by the station entrance, alright? We'll chat there.
Nice. Meet over in a few. Must be about the stuff you asked for yesterday. Shall we then? Now, there's no rush. Where you see it, we got plenty of time to spare. More connection events.
I want to go watch the live broadcast.
I want to go play already! It's so hot. I think the air is sizzling.
How can I help you?
Gift for Van. Gift for Kevin. Gift for Rufus. Is an evasion reduction, but the defense is so much higher. I think I take it.
Please come again. How can I help you? Please come again.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Gift for Swin.
Thank you very much.
So sleepy.
Maybe
Hey
I'll
there.
give these orbital
Good to
films
have
a
you.
try.
Witch Malfita. Daily Tharbad. Volume 2.
Until next time.
God, but we watch movies another time.
Let's see here.
Casino counterfeiting. It seems counterfeit tokens have been circulating among casino players. Don't ask me where they came from. I haven't the foggiest. For the sake of our customers who simply want to enjoy playing our games, we would like this matter to be resolved promptly and discreetly. Should you be able to accept our case, please come to the Moulin Casino counter.
Hey, stop! What can I get for you?
Gelato. Super sweet mango gelato, okay.
Thanks a bunch.
Is that kind of
Having fun? Anything strike your fancy? Thanks.
Ah, Onyx Steel. Cool.
Yeah, baby. That's the way it goes.
And Sansi, we want to continue this quest finally.
Zoom, zoom!
Somehow got interrupted by a forced cutscene. Does it...
Off we go.
Always wanted a chauffeur.
There, the two leaning brothers. I thought it would be something stones like this. The twins who support one another. Should be them, right? Oh, I get it. Two similar looking rocks leaning against each other. They are twins who support one another. So that means there's something hidden at the base of these rocks, right? Let's get digging us. Yeah. After digging at the base of a rock formation, the group managed to uncover a small bottle containing a scrap of paper. It looks like another clue. I assume we continue following his little brain teasers. We eventually come upon the location of a treasure, yes? Quite a well-designed experience. Well, what's it say? I'm getting to it, kid. Let's see. It says a third clue is hidden in a place of rest only accessible on the longest day. The longest day is referring to summertime. But what place of rest is only open during the summer? Maybe we should think about what the summertime usually means for Tharbad? I mean, it's a season where it gets even hotter than usual, of course. But apart from that, it's a rainy season, isn't it? Can you think of it? There was that big storm yesterday. So I guess maybe it is the rainy season? That may be so, but a downpour like yesterday's was far from a usual occurrence. But at any rate, it's a place of rest that only appears in the Sensi during the rainy season. Are we starting to get the picture? I think so, yeah. It's...
Off we go.
The wheel is yours, Rufus. Vroom, vroom!
Vroom, vroom. Was this something like a lake or something here? Well, no, not really. More like a big puddle. A watering hole or an oasis. Either of the two would qualify as a place of rest in a desert after all. Don't think there's usually a watering hole here, at least not that I've heard. So this thing's shown up during the rainy season for the past 100 years, huh? Awfully reliable little thing. We don't have any more specific hints to start looking for the clue, do we? Because digging around the entire watering hole would be a huge pain in the butt. Might be cheating, but I think I'm gonna rely on some tech for this one. Oh, it looks like the only place a man-made object could be buried is over there. Alright, let's get digging. You're really getting into this, huh? Kinda feels like I'm starting to rub off on you. That's so adorable. After digging in a section of sand near the oasis, the group uncovers a pot containing a scrap of paper. Looks like a final clue. My treasure lies in the center of a ring woven by guiding sunlight. Guiding sunlight? What the heck is that supposed to mean? In the past, people used the position of the sun and stars to determine direction and tell time. Perhaps that's what it could be referring to? Maybe it wants us to find something that can be used to measure the time of day? Like a sundial? Oh, like those things we saw earlier! You know, those big rock pillars that stick straight out of the sand? They're pretty common in the Sensi. Yeah, they're all over the place, but they're shaped like that by the wind. Definitely wouldn't be surprised to hear about merchant caravans using them as sundials or landmarks or something. And perhaps our next task should be seek out a group of these pillars that stand in a circle. Alright gang, we're heading to our finish line. The treasure is so close I can practically taste it. Wait for us, my sweet. We are on our way.
Off we go.
Yeah, well,
always wanted a chauffeur.
We still have trouble with other treasure seekers.
Whew. What a rush.
Alright. A ring woven by guiding sunlight. Think we found it, folks. Oh, and I bet the treasure's right smack dab in the middle, too. Wait, I'm gonna check it out first. Ha, didn't actually think we'd find anything. It seems we're right to take this gamble. I wonder what's inside. Come on, let's open it, Nadia. Sure, of course, at least that's what I'd like to say, but... You know you're very creeps, so why don't you come on out already? All that sneaking around you were doing wasn't as subtle as you thought it was, just for information. Jake's up, might as well show your faces, yeah? Guess we don't got much choice. Aren't these guys? Bugbear, a group consisting of so-called Jäger dropouts. I suppose I've heard they'd ended up in the Republic recently. So what exactly do you buggy-boos or whatever want with us? That's Bugbear to you, kid. First the fixers, now you guys. I know you're getting it wrong on purpose. Anyway, if you don't want to get hurt, you give us that treasure, you hear? No hard feelings, we just need the money. Awfully both of them. Got a feeling they don't quite know who they're dealing with. Bugbear, I heard you guys have fallen into a whole lot of debt recently. So you came all the way to Tharbad to try and turn your luck around, is that it? Gotta say I admire you for going to all the effort. But that doesn't give you the right to steal our treasure. I mean, have you no dignity? Insult us all you want, but whoever gets that treasure in the end is a winner, no matter what it means. If you don't agree to our demands, we won't show you any mercy. I don't care what you say, we found this treasure, which means it's ours. And we're not handing it over. And if you try to take it by force, you better believe you're gonna fight fire with fire. Besides, the treasure is Aaron's, the thief who stood up for others when nobody else would. There's no way we'd hand it over to the likes of you. So to quote Arkwright, afraid we can't agree to that request of yours. It just ain't up to our standards. Now let's give these small forever punishment they deserve.
Blow for blow.
Now I'm mad.
Here to help.
Take this and this. I'd say sorry, but I'm really not. Okay.
And Kevin got a new S-Craft.
We're doing good. Let's see what you're made of.
Last time we had him in a fight, he talked over it, so.
Allow me.
Seals of mine, conflicting from the abyss. Fly, holy spears of space. Pierce, unholy spears of time. By your opposing natures. Bring ruin to all!
Boost gauge augmented.
No way.
That much closer to his level.
I'm a long ways behind Father yet.
Team Nana, 1, Bugbear, 0. You said whoever gets the treasure in the end is the winner, right? You lost simply proves once and for all that you just don't have what it takes to obtain such riches. I can't believe we lost, but it's not too late. We prepared something special for the occasion. Ha, got thinking calling for backup. Now we've really got an advantage. Time to pay you back for making fools of us. They've got a lot of guts, I give them that, and they're more stubborn than I thought they'd be. We should use it for good or something. That's an awful lot of buggeroos. I mean, we can definitely beat them. It's just, do we really have to? Not to worry, it seems our reinforcements have arrived as well. What's the meaning of this? A sniper? Didn't actually think they'd have backup out here. This way we won't even have an advantage in numbers. Retreat! It just ain't worth it anymore. Well, I see they're discerning enough to know when to make a strategic withdrawal at least. They're running away so fast too, we don't gotta chase them, do we? I'm tired. Not exactly the first person I thought would come to our aid. Think it's about time you told us your secret, don't you, Fatih? I see, wouldn't have ever guessed you were Aaron's great-grandson. The knowledge of the treasure's existence has been passed down in my family for generations. As a matter of fact, after I found them, I even had a rough idea of where it was located. However, I never had any great desire for wealth, so I simply chose to let it be, but as soon as bugbear people showed up. Indeed, as soon as they caught the scent of the treasure, both scoundrels were on the hunt. But I felt strongly about entrusting it to people who actually worthy of Aaron's legacy, and nobody else. Ultimately, that's why I threw together the idea of putting the so-called fixers I heard about to the test. So we just happened to be taking false beliefs in their place. Which means we weren't the ones you intended to entrust the treasure to, sorry. Oh no, it's nothing to worry about. After all, you've more than proved yourself worthy of the treasures already. And knowing what I do with the fixers, you all seem to be acting with the exact same integrity. Whoa, sounds like we got the seal of approval, then. That means we can crack this thing open now, right? Can't wait to see what's inside. The treasure of a chivalrous thief who straddled the boundary between West and Central East. I imagine it will be quite intriguing. This is... treasure, I think? But is this really all there is? A book, an old map, and a piece of jewelry? I mean, the jewelry does look expensive, so I guess I can't complain, but... how come the chest wasn't packed with witches beyond our wildest imaginations? It might not look like what we are expecting, but the map is a treasure too, Nadia. Look, the topography of a Sensi is drawn in such exquisite detail that it's comparable to a map created with the latest surveying technology. It's an amazing creation for its time, don't you think? Indeed, it's like one of the maps that Aaron's created while exploring the outskirts of Tharbad. You see, Aaron's was famous not only for fighting against tyranny, but also for studying this region's geography to ensure caravanners' safety. At the time, a map consisting of a combination of all his work likely would have fetched a price equal to that of even gold bullions. There seems to be a few locations not present on modern maps. But it must have some value as a historical document too. A historical document, you say? This is merely an estimate, but in the realm of academia, I imagine it could fetch anywhere between 50,000 and 150,000 mira. Oh, that's a lot of moolah. Then what about the book? Seems a bit different from a map, to be honest. You know? Things must actually be Aaron's personal journal. Oh, that's gotta have historical value too, right? If you're not keeping anything else, you should at least keep this. Oh, are you sure you'd likely make a fortune of it? Maybe, but even if that were true, there must have been a reason Aaron buried his journal alongside the treasure. And whatever that reason is, as his descendant, I think you have a right to know more than anyone. That said, you should keep the map too. This isn't about simple monetary value. It's about Aaron's legacy and the culmination of all his hard work. Indeed, and the person who strove to follow Aaron's final wishes should be the one to decide what to do with it. Frankly, us deciding without his consent whether it's all to be liquidated or donated doesn't quite sit right with me. Yeah, I guess. Sucks, but it's the right thing to do. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, we return the map. The memories my ancestors left behind. I never imagined I'd get to know them someday. How can I ever thank you all? Don't worry about it. You made this request because you wanted to entrust the treasure to someone worthy, right? Then we're just trying to help you fulfill that request. Even though they're just Arcade Solution standards. Think maybe you could take that piece of jewelry though? Doesn't seem like it had any special connection to Aaron's after all. Actually, that was probably an informal gift given to Aaron's by the Grand Prince of Alzheim. That's what it says on this piece of paper. It also mentions how it was bestowed by the royal family to the liberator of Tharbad. The star and moon emblem. Not only has the ornament been embedded with high purity esmeralda, but it seems to be of ancient origins as well. If all that's true, then wouldn't it have been important to Arons? Arons acknowledged that, for all his attempts at chivalry, he was still just a thief and a turncoat. He never felt he deserved the reward from the royal family. He didn't do the things he did for wealth, he did them for the people of Tharbad. Thus he vowed to never wear objects of value himself. He would rather they be entrusted to someone more worthy, if such a person appeared. At least Arons wrote as much on this piece of paper. Then that's all the more reason it should be kept in the family. Shouldn't we keep it? No, in fact I think this treasure is one that should be entrusted to all of you. In doing so I'm simply respecting Arons' wishes. As a descendant of a thief, I have simply no right to keep it. You, those who protected the treasure from scoundrels of the underworld, are more than worthy to claim it as your own. I see, then we'll simply have to respect your decision then. I graciously accept this gift, Fatty. Though honestly, I don't know that I deserve to have it either. I think you do, after all, you're the one who suggested we respect Arons' wishes in the first place. If you don't want it, I could always take it. Show some self-restraint, please. Once more, I'm truly glad I entrusted this task to you all. I hope we have a chance to meet again someday. Sure, you take care of yourself. May Adius protect you. Fate certainly is a mysterious creature. You never quite know what it will bring you next. Would have thought we'd be able to fulfill a century-old thief's wish. You know, honestly, it was kind of a letdown that the treasure was just those 3 things, well, but at least this emblem thing is cute. The treasure's in its rightful place now, so I guess that's that, huh? Now with that case done and dusted, why don't we try switching gears again?
Passing marks,
and I think the information we got from the map might prove useful.
Just rewards.
Star and Moon Emblem. Okay, evasion and arts evasion. It's not a great item, but
that's the way it goes.
Alright. Good, but I would end the episode here and we continue looking around Tharbad next time. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.